Welcome to CAS 133, Basic Computer Skills, Microsoft Office. Columbia Gorge Community College, The Dalles, Oregon. Linda Hewitt, instructor. And we are up to week 6. That means we're basically at or just past midterms. And let's look at what you need to do for this week. This week we will be starting in on PowerPoint. You'll actually be doing 2 chapters of PowerPoints. So you'll notice there's some materials here for you that are under the optional support materials, including the textbook PowerPoint, your unit goals, your directions summary, and basically your checklist type summary at the end. Make sure you did everything. PowerPoint tips and tricks is really going to be under construction. As I find things that I think will be helpful to you, same questions that come up repeatedly, student after student, term after term, they'll get added there. If you have some suggestions, I would suggest that you go ahead and send them to me, and I will look at them and determine if they look like ones that need to be added and continue to build that out. It would be for both PowerPoint chapters, so hopefully that will help save some effort over time as we build that out. Right now it's pretty empty. The YouTube is on PowerPoint 2013 Basics and the instructional materials. Now there's a fair amount in this instructional materials, but it actually goes pretty quick. Your final project is going to be a PowerPoint or a photo story, which we haven't gotten to yet. And so basically what this is a little bit about PowerPoint, but also a lot of examples of PowerPoint that you can go in and view to start getting some ideas and start thinking about some things that you could possibly do for your final project. So they go pretty quick, not a lot of heavy thinking there. It won't be a brain sprain. It's just more kind of getting the creative juices flowing a bit. Your data files are here for anything that you're going to need for doing the projects. They're straight from the book with everything they provide, so you should be good to go, plus probably have extra as usual. Your learning project will be from the textbook, and we will be talking that through here in just a minute. Your application project will be back again from those back yellow pages, and if you do need a review of the directions and or of the scoring guide, that is found under week 3. A repeat of your 3-2-1 journal, again telling me 3 things that you learned, 2 things that you're still, I'm wondering about, or I'm thinking about, or whatever, or even questions. And then 1 way you think that you could probably use this either now or in the near future. You have your PowerPoint forum, your discussion. Don't forget to do your reply to another student. That is worth 3 points right there. And so therefore, you would be losing 50% credit if you forget to do the reply. And again, the upload for that week for the extra credit if you're going to choose to do that. Now, if you did one in the Word unit, we're now into a new unit. We're into PowerPoint. So you could again choose to do another one, which would therefore complete your 2 that you can do for extra credit during the term. However, on the other hand, if you haven't done one and you're wanting to kind of like stack the bank a little bit so you have some extra points, this would be a good time to go ahead and complete one of those. Now, go ahead and grab your book. Let's look our way through that a little bit, and we'll talk about what you need to be doing. You'll notice that you're starting on a new set of numbers on the bottom. It's PPT2. And then you'll notice on PPT3 that you're going to be creating actually 5 slides. You're going to have images, and you're going to have what looks like clip art. They'll give you directions on where to find which. You're going to be choosing a document theme and a variant, so make sure you get those chosen and chosen correctly, or again, you're going to be that 1 step off and wondering why things don't come together as you should be. Going to be creating your title slide, walking through each one of the slides so you're completing them exactly as they're saying. You want to get the same font. You want to italicize when they italicize. If they have a capital, you want to have a capital. If they don't have a capital, you don't want a capital. All of those details do matter. It just continues walking you through the slides and how to put them together. If you've done PowerPoint before, make sure you're reading as you go so you follow all those little details that could come back and give you trouble at the grading time. If you've never done one before, this is a great opportunity to learn a new tool. Down on PPT 28, it talks about PowerPoint views, the normal view, the slide pane, the thumbnail pane, the notes pane, those types of things. And so it's going to talk a little bit about what some of those views are that you may have used but never knew what they were really called. So that's a nice little detail to take a moment and look at. You're going to be putting photos and illustrations in. You're going to resize some of them as needed. Again, make sure you read everything on every page, because sometimes they have things that may not even look like they're really a direction. They're not one of those red buttons, and yet they're going to be telling you something you're going to need to know. As you come towards the end of the chapter on PPT 45, you're going to be adding transitions. So it'll talk to you about how to do that, and then how to view it. Again, it talks about document properties on PPT 48. A lot of times students lose a point right there because they don't take time to do those steps, probably because they're not in those red bold markings, and yet they're a required piece of this project. So make sure you slow down on PPT 48 and you do change the document properties, since I do in fact grade for that. We're still kind of working our way through it. It does talk about printing a slideshow. That's a good skill to know how to do if you ever need to do handouts at a board meeting or a workshop, or at a meeting that you're supposed to be providing the slides for in a secretarial or office type role. It's totally possible you'll need to print, not if only yours, but maybe somebody else's. If you're doing a presentation in another class, the instructor may ask you to have a printed handout. So this is where you're going to learn how to do that. You don't actually have to put it to paper and stuff unless you want to practice, because you will be submitting it electronically. One of the things you may want to think about if and when you're printing ever is, do you need the color? Color ink is obviously more expensive than black and white. So on PPT 54, they show you how it could be done using just the black and white options, which are available in PowerPoint. That brings you down to PPT 58, which is your chapter summary. And again, it does have that sort of mini index if you find that useful. And you're working on through the back, through the yellow pages to PPT 61, and you've hit the in the labs. Those are the ones that you can do for the extra credit if you want to, in fact, do an extra credit. And again, like before, there's more than one option for you to look at there. Then you're going to hit PPT 69, and that is going to be your, consider this your turn, which is your application project choices. And you have a presentation about Mars exploration. Remember that you're going to need to be typing, I'm bringing this back up in case you've forgotten it somewhere along the weeks, the answers to part 2, which are the questions. You need to have the questions, and then your answer, the question, and then your answer, the question, and then your answer. Should be typed in Word, and then it can be uploaded in the comments area. We're going to give that a try. If I decide early on in the term that it's not working, then I will switch it with a direction that says to upload 2 files, but I'm hoping that that's going to be a good solution for us. You can also design and create a Fire Department Safety Expo presentation, or you can move down and do the presentation about commemorative postage stamps. Again, that's the research and collaboration one, and you're the full collaboration. Remember, there is not a team or a project or somebody else working with you. You are the one and the only. I think that pretty well takes you through this week. If you have any questions, again, let me know by email.